dahil sa katotohanan ng ipinapangaral ng Santa Iglesia Katolika na hindi maitanggi ng mga protestante sa lungatang aral at bahayag ng mga pastor. Ilalatad.
Kaabag sa Simbahan.
How many years Baptist eh?
Since he was a child.
Since he was a child, Baptist na siya.
Mm-hmm.
Are you devoted in Baptist, brother?
Not really.
Not really. Is there any objections to Catholic faith or not?
No. I go with her. We've been going to Catholic church. I've been going to Catholic church for the past 7 years, so I'm kind of used to it.
Okay. So, I was the one who was assigned to give catechism on you about the Catholic faith. So, what we have to discuss first is about the true church. Okay, let's discuss first about the true church. What is the Catholic view of a true church? Okay, so let us see. Here, true church. Okay. I have here a CFD manual, but it. What? Sate?
Kajit lang. Ang iring manggod. Pregaba mong iring eh. Kindag ko. Mag-unay. Puro lalaki mag-unay. Sus, tabang.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, loading mo niya kung ano ko. Translate it in English. Okay. So, I opened a website about the Catholic faith, and the first topic we are about to discuss is about the true church. Okay. So, I will just read it and suddenly explain it to you because it's hard for me. I am not well good in English, so I will just read it and then I will explain a little bit for you to understand. Okay, our church teaches that Christ in this world established a church to continue his work of teaching, managing, and sanctifying his people. And that we know it as the Catholic Church. And Christ placed in his church 4 signs. So Christ gave his church 4 signs so that we can what you call this one? We can locate what church it is. And the signs are 1 and holy, and Catholic, and Apostolic. So there were 4 signs. It is 1 because Christ built only one church. It was holy because Christ the founder is holy. And then Apostolic because this church began with the apostle as the first members. And then Catholic because it was universal. The word Catholic means universal, and so that it can be recognized by those who seek it from those groups are only built by man. There were lots of religious groups here in the world that was only built by a merely man. For example, the Lutheran Church, it was only built by Martin Luther, the father of Protestantism. Seventh-day Adventist, the Baptist was founded by John Smith. And Born Again was founded by Charles Parham in 1902, and Seventh-day Adventist was founded by Men's. Okay? So there were a lot of churches here in the world that was only founded by man. But the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church was founded by Jesus Christ. And if you will search on Google, who is the founder of the Catholic Church? Okay, let's try to open it. Who is the founder of the Catholic Church? Who is the founder of the Catholic Church? And Google says Jesus Christ. So, the founder of the Catholic Church is Jesus Christ. How about the Baptist Church? Let's try to the Baptist Church. Who is the founder? John Smith. John Smith led the first congregation. Thomas Helwys traveled back to England. They founded the first Baptist church there in 1612. The first Baptist church in North America was established by Roger Williams in what today is Providence, Rhode Island. Soon thereafter, John Clark founded a Baptist church in Newport. What is it? RI. So it means it was John Smith who was the first who led the congregation that was now called the Baptist Church. But the Catholic Church was founded by Jesus Christ. So it means if you are searching for the real church, because according to the Bible in Ephesians, let's read it English. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 23, it says, "For a husband has authority over his wife, just as Christ has authority over the church. And Christ is himself the Savior of the church." Okay? So Jesus Christ is the Savior of his church, his body, the church. That's why when you want to have salvation, you need to go to Christ's church, and that is not other churches founded by man in 1512, 1413, and 1720 or 1914. It was founded in the first century, and there's no other church that can be traced back to the first century but the Catholic Church. Okay? According to John chapter 10 verse 16, according to Jesus Christ, he said, "There are other sheep which belong to me." So Jesus Christ have other sheep that belongs to him. Belongs to him that are not in this sheep pen. This sheep pen that was mentioned here on this very verse is referring to his church. This sheep pen, because the church members was also symbolized as the sheep, Christ's sheep. So the sheep pen symbolizes the church. I must bring them too. So Jesus Christ wants those sheep that belongs to him, that was not on that sheep pen, to be to make it part of his sheep pen. They will listen to my voice. They will listen to my voice, and they will become one flock with one shepherd. So it means Jesus Christ wants us to be part of his church. But how can we be part of his church if we are part of anybody's church? For example, the Baptist Church. If you are a member of this church, in the Catholic Church, and you transferred into another religious group, it is competing. Competing? Competing Jesus Christ's authority over his church, because Jesus Christ built only one church. Okay, then let's proceed. What have I read here? Okay? And it says, the church is the widespread instrument of salvation, and it is necessary for salvation that man be connected to it. Those who know that the Catholic Church is the true church founded by Christ, and now you know it already. Those who know that the Catholic Church is the true church founded by Christ, and that do not submit to it, or those who do not remain with him, will not be saved. For his subjects, it is necessary that they persevere until the end. Otherwise, the judgment that God will make will be narrower because they have received more graces. It means those who know that the Catholic Church is the only church founded by Christ and still refuse to join with it because of some reasons. For example, they're reasoning that the Catholic Church have their images. There's sculptured images. It is against the Bible. No, the Bible doesn't forbid sculptured images if you don't consider it as God. Okay, if you don't consider a sculptured image as God, God is not forbidding you to use it. But if you are treating the sculptured image as your God, as an idol, then that is where God will you have been did a mistake to God if you consider a sculptured image as God. No, but only sculptured images just a symbolize of your faith is not bad. Okay, let's proceed. It says here, I will read some questions of the Protestants about the Catholic Church, about our faith. Then I will read also the answers of the Catholic faith. Is it enough for a group? The question is it enough for a group to bear the name of Christ as a sign that it truly belongs to Christ? Some religious group thought that if they put the name of Christ in their churches, that will also follow the idea that the church they belong to was the church founded by Christ, but definitely it's not. For example, the Church of Jesus Christ in Latter-day Saints, or the Mormonism, they thought that if they put the name of Jesus Christ on their church, it will make them the real church founded by Christ, but it's not. The Church of Christ, or the Iglesia ni Cristo here in the Philippines,
Iglesia ni Cristo.
the Iglesia ni Cristo thought that if they put the name of Christ in their church, people will think that they were the church founded by Christ, but definitely it's not. No, so it is not enough for the group to bear the name of Christ. Then they will claim that they were the church founded by Christ, but it's not. So the answer is, the name is not enough to identify the truth. Oh, Christ warned that there will be many who will take his name to mislead people. He will use his name to mislead people. But according to Matthew 24 verses 4 to 5, beware and do not be deceived by anyone, because in my name many people will come saying, I am the Messiah, and many will be deceived. So, a time will come that many people will come and say, I am preaching about Christ. So why would you say that I am wrong, or I am the Antichrist? I am preaching the name of Christ. But they deceive many, because after they preaching, they want you to become one of their members. And you are entering a church that was not founded by Christ. It's a deception. If you want to be saved, if you want to listen to them, just listen. But you don't have to be a member of their church. If you want to be a member of the real church, the true church, you must be a member of the Catholic Church. But if they said, no, don't go to the Catholic Church, because Catholic Church are people doing a lot of mistakes. For example, they have a priest that that was a gay. They have a priest that was child molester. There was a lot of criminals prisoned in jail, and all of them are Catholic Church members. If they have reasons so that you will not join the Catholic Church, then they were deceiver. Because in fact, it is really true that in the Catholic Church, there's a lot of criminals, a lot of bad people, but it doesn't make the church unholy. Because the church was holy because of the founder, that was Jesus Christ. And here in the Philippines, we Catholic faith defenders always asking those who objects our preaching that if this church is not the true church founded by Christ, can you please give me a name who's the founder of this church? And many of them, just like as the Seventh-day Adventists, giving us Emperor Constantine as the founder of the Catholic Church. But Emperor Constantine is not the founder of the Catholic Church. They have a lot of names. For example, one of the Seventh-day Adventist Church members says the Roman Catholic Church was founded by Pope Constantine. And some others says it was Emperor Constantine. And some others says it was Emperor Julian. Many names mentioned, but none of them is the real founder of the Catholic Church. Because if you search the history of the Roman Catholic Church, it began in Jerusalem. Actually, I have a picture of an encyclopedia. I know that foreigners believe in encyclopedias, especially they were taught in school. So here in I have a picture of the encyclopedia, just like the New World, the New Book of Knowledge Encyclopedia. It says here, okay, yeah, the New Book of Knowledge, volume 16, page 181. The history of the Roman Catholic Church began in an upper room in Jerusalem almost 2,000 years ago. So many Protestants saying that the Roman Catholic Church was only founded in Rome, but it's not. There were no history. There were no historical background. There were no encyclopedias. Secular history shows that the Roman Catholic Church was founded in Rome. No. It began in Jerusalem, not in Rome. Almost 2,000 years ago, so it was founded in the first century. In the first century. And when we read this encyclopedia, Young Student Learning Encyclopedia, it says, for the first 1,000 years after the death of Jesus Christ, all Christians were members of one religion. There were no separate sects or branches of Christianity as there are today. It means on the first century, 1,000 years after, there were only one religion on Christianity. The word Catholic means universal. And for those first 1,000 years, all Christians were members of the Catholic Church. So there were no separate sects, just like Baptists, born again, Seventh-day Adventists, Methodists, Mormons. They were not yet existing on that time. 1,000 years since the birth of Christ, 1,000 years after the death of Christ, all Christians were members of the Catholic Church. And then Protestant comes out when Martin Luther protest against the Catholic Church. And that's the reason why the Anabaptist was founded, the Zwinglians, any other Protestant reformations. They began with, according to Oxford Illustrated Encyclopedia, Protestant, a member or adherent of any of the Christian bodies that separated from the Roman Catholic Church. So, Baptist Church is one of the Protestant churches. And according to the Bible, Jesus will only save his church. not the church founded by other, because he want his sheep to be part of his church, and he never say anything that his sheep should be part of anyone's church. John Smith founded the church. It was the Baptist church. Charles Parham founded the church, was the born again. And any other Protestant was founded by men. And they want people to become of their members to give them tithes. Huh? To give them tithes and offerings, which you should give to the true church, but you are giving it to them to sustain them from their needs. Huh? For their needs. To sustain them for their needs. But you are not giving it to the true church founded by Christ. So they were competing Christ's authority over the church. And according to Christ, in Matthew chapter 18, verse 18, he said, "And so I tell all of you," he is talking to his church, "and so I tell all of you, what you prohibit on earth will be prohibited in heaven, and what you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven." Christ gave his church the full authority to permit and to forbid. And whatever the church permitted, for example, to celebrate Christmas on December 25, to celebrate Valentine's Day, to celebrate the All Souls Day, the All Saints Day, to pray the Rosary, to have a sacred images of the holy persons, the icons. We call it icons, not idols. We call it icons. Whatever the church has permitted, Christ will also permitted it in heaven. And whatever the church forbid, for example, the same-sex marriage, the divorce, what else? The civil marriage, whatever the church prohibit will be also prohibited in heaven. If the church will say, if you want to get married, you marry in the church so that you will receive the sacrament. But if you choose to marry on a judge, the judge cannot give you sacraments because the church will don't give any authority to the judge to perform marriage. Huh? So, if those who are gays and lesbians who want to get married with the same sex partners, they will get married to other churches. To other churches that was allowing them to be married. That was really against God's will and really against the church's will. So the true church don't allow same-sex marriage. If the church don't allow same-sex marriage, then Jesus Christ will also don't allow same-sex marriage. And now there will be no time that will come that the church will allow same-sex marriage. They don't allow that. So whatever the church forbid on earth will also be forbidden in heaven. It means Christ gave the authority, the full authority to the church and not to other churches founded by Protestant founders. Okay, so let's proceed again to what we are reading. Okay, so it says, how can we recognize the true church? How can we recognize the true church? There are two ways to recognize the true church. First, that Christ himself is his founder. Before you enter to a church, you must search first its founder. If someone brings you, hey, we have here the sanctuary of the living God, and we want you to become part of it. Here we have here the new life movement. You must search it. If the founder is not Jesus Christ, then don't go. If they said, oh, we are founded by Christ because Christ said in John, in the book of John, he said, you must be born again. Oh, he never said that you must be a Catholic. He never said that you must be a Mormon. He said you must be born again. And Sanctuary of the Living God is part of born again church. They will deceive people to make it founded by Christ, but it's not. If you try to ask ChatGPT. Do you know about ChatGPT, brother?
No.
If you try to install ChatGPT on your phone and you ask anything, ChatGPT will give you answers. It is an artificial intelligence that if you ask question, it will answer.
We did not know about
I'm
that.
familiar with artificial intelligence.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
John, what, brother? John?
ChatGPT.
John.
Chat GPT.
Wag na chat. GPT. Chat.
Oh.
Chat GPT.
ChatGPT. It's an open AI. If you want to ask about history, he knows history. I don't know. Oh, he can answer anything you want to answer. If you want him to make an excuse letter, he can also make you an excuse letter. Actually, our YouTube channel, I asked ChatGPT what description I should put on our YouTube content to make it more visible for researchers, and ChatGPT will give me answers. The title, the description, and the keywords. And that's what I will put on our YouTube channel. Oh, that's how good he is. No, so if they say that their church was founded by Christ, you try to ask ChatGPT. If ChatGPT have no information about it because it was newly founded, then try to ask Google. If Google still have no answer, then it is not founded by Christ. Don't be deceived by them by saying, oh, according to the Bible, Christ said you must be born again, and we are now born again, so we are founded by Christ. Here's the clues that you have to ask them. If they say they were founded by Christ, who was their head pastor or head elder on the year 200? If they can give you answer, for example, the Seventh-day Adventists now, their head pastor was Ted Wilson. Oh, Ted Wilson. So, who was your head pastor on the year 200? If they cannot give name, they will just say, Jesus Christ. Then, it's erroneous. Why? When their head pastor comes to authority, he tawagan ng konti, gipulihan.
He replaced?
Oh, he replaced Christ? No, that was not the answer. So Christ should be not on the list when I said 200 AD, because Christ went up to heaven on the year 33 AD.
33 AD?
Oh, 33 AD, Christ went up to heaven. So he was crucified on the year 33 after 50 days on the day of Pentecost. Then Christ was there in heaven. It was 33 AD. So on 300 AD, they should not use the name of Christ as their head pastor on that year, because how can he head your church if he's already in heaven? So as of this time, you have your head, for example, your head elder or your head pastor. On the year 300, if you're existing, then this should be one. But look at us Catholic, if they asked us, do you have any pope on the year 300? We can give a name. Oh, I will let you see the list of popes here on Google. I will let you see. Oh. Oh. I will let you see, ha? List of popes. Ayan. List of popes. Oh, we can give names. Look. Oh, Saint Peter, the first one. Saint Peter, the first one. Saint Linus, and 67 AD to 76. Saint Anacletus on 76 to 88. How about 200 AD? We have here Saint Sepherinius, Saint Callistus, Saint Urban, Saint Pontian. We have names. We can give them names. Who is our Pope on that time? But they cannot give names who is their head elder or head pastor. Why? Because on this time, they are still not existed. They don't exist. The church don't exist. That's the reason why they cannot give names. They will just say, Jesus Christ. Because they have no names. Or yet they will say, I don't know. I'm not born yet on that year. Then do you have any information, any church history, information that your church exists on the time? Then if it exists, who is their head pastor or head elder? If they cannot give you name, then they don't exist on that time. Huh? But we Catholic Church can give names who exist on that time because we are there. Actually, when the apostles died, only the Catholic Church buried their remains. For example, let us try to ask, when John Smith died, who buried him? Of course, his loving members. For example, I was a member of John Smith, the founder of the Baptist Church. When he died, I want him to be buried formally in a nice way, in a proper place. That's what I want if I was his member, including to those to those founders. When Ellen White, the founder of the SDA, died, it was the Seventh-day Adventists who buried her. When Charles Taze Russell died, the founder of the Jehovah's Witness, it was the Jehovah's Witness who buried him. Even here in the Philippines, when Felix Manalo died, the founder of the Iglesia ni Cristo or Church of Christ, it was his member who buried him. So was to Iranyo Manalo and to Eli Soriano of the Ang Dating Daan. When they died, their members were the ones who buried them. How about the apostles? Who buried the apostles? We'll search in the Google. Who buried the apostles? The apostles' remains. Right? The apostles' remains. Okay. Tombs of apostles. Let's try to sit here. Oh. Let's try here. Remains of the apostles. Okay. Apostles in the New Testament. Here. Oh. Apostle Andrew. Oh, Apostle Andrew was buried in Cathedral of St. Andrew, Patras, Greece. So the Apostle Andrew was buried inside the Catholic Church. Oh? He's buried inside the Catholic Church. How about Saint Bartholomew? Was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. He was buried in Basilica of Saint Bartholomew on the island. Oh, yun. Here. Still, it was in the Catholic Church. How about Apostle James the Great? He was buried in Santiago de Compostela Cathedral in Santiago de Compostela, Spain. Oh, how about James, son of Alphaeus, one of the 12 apostles? He was buried in Cathedral of St. James in Jerusalem. None of them was buried in a Protestant church. Why? Because the Protestant is not yet in that time to bury them. Oh. How about John? Where the opening of his tomb in Basilica of St. John, Ephesus. Oh. Still in the Catholic Church. How about Judas Iscariot was not buried in the Catholic Church. Yeah, he was buried at Akeldama, not in the Catholic Church. And Jude Thaddeus was buried in St. Peter's Basilica under the St. Joseph altar with St. Simon the Zealot. Oh. And then Apostle Matthew was buried in Salerno Cathedral. Oh. Matthias was buried in St. Matthias Abbey. All of them, aside to Judas Iscariot, was buried in the Catholic Church. So it's the only church that was existing at the time of the apostles. It was the Catholic Church. They said, "Can you read the Catholic Church in the Bible?" Why you should read? The name Catholic was given to the church on the year 110 AD by by Bishop Ignatius of Antioch. Bishop Ignatius of Antioch was one of Apostles John's disciples. He is the one who first coined the name Catholic Church in his letter to Magnesians. He wrote, "Wherever the bishop shall appear, there let the multitude of the people also be." Let's try to search it. Okay, let's try to search it now. Here. Ignatius letter to Smyrnians. Okay, let's try it here. This is letter that exists 110 AD on 9. Let's try to search the word Catholic. Okay, here at chapter 8. Let nothing be done without the bishop. Here is the first time that he mentioned about the Catholic Church. And he said, "See that you all follow the bishop." Even, this was written 110 AD. "See that you all follow the bishop, even as Jesus Christ does the Father, and the presbytery as you would the apostles, and reverence the deacons as being the institution of God. Let no man do anything connected with the church without the bishop. Let that be deemed a proper Eucharist." So it means we have Eucharist. That's the reason why we have Eucharist here in the Catholic Church, which is administered either by the bishop or by one to whom he has entrusted it. Wherever the bishop shall appear, there let the multitude of the people also be, even as wherever Jesus Christ is, there is the Catholic Church. So it was Bishop Ignatius of Antioch who was first give the name Catholic Church to the church founded by Christ. So the only church that was founded by Christ is the Catholic Church, not the Protestant churches. So we have a clear evidence that the Catholic Church is the true church founded by Christ. And then the next question here, let us see the next question. Oh, look at this, oh. Look at this. The encyclopedia. I have this encyclopedia from my files. And the unbroken line of succession. So it means if the pastors died, he should select a successor. And according to John chapter 21 verse 15 to 17, Christ says to Peter, "Peter, do you love me?" "Yes, my Lord, I love you, you know that," he said. "Then feed my sheep." Oh, Peppa Pig. He repeated 3 times, "Feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep." Then Jesus Christ go to heaven. So he entrusts the church to Apostle Peter. So when Apostle Peter will die, sooner or later, he should choose a successor. Maybe the Bible don't write it. Who was the person that Christ that Peter give his choose as his successor, but in the Bible, in our list, the successor of Peter was Saint Linus, and Saint Linus was mentioned in the Bible. Oh, and let us read in the Bible. 2 Timothy chapter 4, 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 21, it says, "Do your best to come before winter. Eubulus, Linus, and Claudia send their greetings, and so do all the other Christians." Oh, the other Christians. So, Linus was part of the church, and he is the one that was mentioned as the second pope in the Catholic Church, because he is the successor of Apostle Peter. The Bible never mentioned about Peter appointed Linus as his successor, but in the history it was written, it was proven by history that Saint Linus was the next succession next to Peter. He's the successor next to Peter. So, let's proceed again. According here, we have a broken line of succession from Saint Linus next to Peter down to Pope Francis. Oh, present Pope Francis. Protestant don't have that kind of record. They will just say successors are not important. What is important is we have to read the Bible. That's not true. It's very, very wrong to say that. Huh? Next question. What are the signs of the true church? The true church holds 4 signs. First, the one. It means unity. The unity in faith. Or being one church founded by Christ. Next is holy. Because the founder is holy. No matter what happened to you, for example, I created a group, and I choose to make group all good persons to be a member of my crew, but one of them abuses authority and do bad things. He abuse people, he abuse members. Now the question is the group that he belongs to was not my group? It's still my group, but he abused. Though he abused, he do a lot of bad things, do a lot of mistakes, but still it is the group I created. No matter what he do there, he abused anything, anyone, but the truth behind it, the group that he belonged to was the group that I created. That's also what happens to the church. Jesus Christ built his church. Judas betrayed. Huh? Thomas doubt. And Peter denied. Though they do that, they still belong to the church founded by Christ. And now in our time, there's a lot of abused persons, abused priests. For example, priest that will nag you before he baptize your child. But a priest that have a lot of crime that he has done, but still the church he belonged to was the church founded by Christ. You cannot say that church is not belong to Christ because of that priest who molested children. No, you cannot say that. Because if he do such crimes, then he should be in jail. He should be in jail. But that doesn't affect the church. Even though he's a drunkard, if he drinks the whole week, he drinks the whole week, but still, if he do the consecration during Mass, it's still legit. Because he is an appointed priest. Okay? Next. Next is Catholicism. or being worldwide, Catholic in the place, Catholic in teaching, Catholic of the time. Or what else? It means, Catholic means universal. It started from Jerusalem going to the any part of the world. And then Apostolic. And according, I was once a Seventh-day Adventist member, and according to my friends in the church, in our church in this SDA, they said that the Seventh-day Adventist was also a Catholic church. Why? Because we spread out. The Catholic Church means universal. And we Seventh-day Adventists also spread out. So we also be considered as the Catholic Church. No. Why? Because it was Saint Ignatius of Antioch who named Catholic Church to the church founded by Christ. So if your church is not founded by Christ, then you will never be Catholic Church. Though you spread out any part of the world, but still you will never be a Catholic Church. Even though they claim that they were also a Catholic Church because they spread out in any parts of the world, they still never be Catholic. Okay? Next, Apostolic. Apostolic means the first member were the apostles. It begins with the apostles. But the other churches, the same as the Baptist Church, the born-again church, they never started with the apostles. They only started after Martin Luther protest against the Catholic Church. That's how they started. But the Catholic Church never start on that on that part. The Catholic Church started during the 1st century. Okay. So, do you have any question about the Catholic Church, brother?
I don't have any right now. No.
Do you have?
You have a question or struggle?
I mean,
Anything?
I don't agree with Pope Francis, if that's what you're asking. But
Yeah.
I don't hold that against the church, though. I mean, I just don't agree with him. He seems to be compromised, but that's just what I see. But I have that's me. I don't change my feelings against the church because, like you said, you can have all kinds of bad people in everything you got. It don't matter what you do. You can have bad people in any group you got, any group of people. There can always be one or two bad people, and that's why we go to church, because we're sinners anyway, but we need to try to do better. That's what we're going to church for, to be better. But I don't really have a lot of questions. I listen a lot when I'm in the church to see what's going on. And even though I wasn't raised in the Catholic Church or not, I see a lot of good in the church, so I support it.
Okay. So let's proceed again to the next topic. It's about the Bible. Okay. The Bible consists with Old and New Testament. Previously, our priest here, Reverend Father Darwin Getgano, got a debate with a Baptist member, Rayan Fuentes. Oh, the light's turning off. I think it will run out. Okay, so they have a debate about the Bible, and when Father Darwin asked the Baptist debater Rayan Fuentes, who compiled the whole Bible, who compiled the whole Bible, he cannot give answer because the evidence showing up that it was the Catholic Church that compiled the whole Bible, Old and New Testament. What he only says that the Old Testament was compiled by the Jews. It was compiled by the Jews. But he never said about the whole Bible. Only the Old Testament. And then he also says that the New Testament was compiled by the apostle, but that's not the question. The question is, aside from the Catholic Church, who compiled the whole Bible into one book with Old and New Testament into one book. Who compiled it? But the Baptist defender, Pastor Rian Fuentes, cannot give any answer. He only speculate. No? He cannot give any answers. And I also asked the born-again preacher here in the Philippines named P.T.R. James, if it is not the Holy Catholic Church who compiled the whole Bible, then can you give me a name? He gave me the name Marcion. Marcion did not compile the whole Bible. He have only 11 books of the New Testament and some of Paul's letters. But he never compiled the whole Bible. The question is the whole Bible. Some says it was Tertullian. But Tertullian never compiles the whole Bible into one book. So, and we are very brave to ask questions like that because we know that it was the Catholic Church who compiled the whole Bible into one book. If we ask them, if it is not Jesus Christ who founded the Roman Catholic Church, then who? But they cannot give answers. They will just speculate any names. But when you search it, any background, there is no mention that they founded the Roman Catholic Church. They will just speculate any name. So it means until now, actually, from the Seventh-day Adventist, I transferred into the Catholic Church because of one good reason. That this church, the Roman Catholic Church, was founded by Jesus Christ. That was when my fellow Seventh-day Adventists asked me questions. Why is it that you choose the Catholic Church to be with, other than any other Protestant churches that don't worship idols? I said, Catholic Church don't worship idols. They don't worship idols. What they have is a sacred icons. Sacred icons and not idols. So do you have any evidence? Sure, I have evidence. I will not talk without evidence. Okay, and I will show it to you that the Catholic Church have icons and not idols. Here, I will let you see. This is I taken it from a newspaper. It goes Philippine Free Press. And March 29, 1993, page 24, it says, by Gilbert Perez, miracles. The talk of the town nowadays is the spate of apparition and miracles that is happening, it seems, nationwide. The dancing son of Ago, the bleeding Virgin Mary icon. It says, Virgin Mary icon. So it is not idol. Protestant always saying that it was an idol, but in reality it was not an idol but an icon. Even a Jewish preacher says that it was an icon. Here he says here in a statement, after receiving baptism, Professor Zoli became a fervent daily communicant, devoting considerable time to praying before the Blessed Sacrament in his parish church and the University Chapel at the Gregorianum. He always kept a crucifix on this desk as an expression of his Marian devotion. He had an icon of the Blessed Mother with a lighted blessed candle always before it. What is it? An icon. But Protestants always saying that it was an idol, but it's not an idol. It's an icon. Oh. That's why they're telling me, why did you choose Catholic Church? They're worshiping a lot of idols. No. The Catholic Church don't worship any idols. They don't even worship the icons. For example, I will let you see this. In the Catholic Church, they were accusing the Catholic Church worshiping the saints. But the Catholic Church don't worship any saints. I will use our Catholic faith. Our Catholic faith, page 220, it says, "We do not worship the saints. We only honor them as the special friends and servants of God. We adore God alone." So it means Catholic Church do not worship saints, but Protestant accusing us worshiping saints. And for them, our saint is those statue. Our saint is not a statue. Our saint was buried long time ago. How can you bury a statue? Huh? And they were breathing a long time ago also. So, our saints was already dead. And for example, here in the Philippines, we have here, we call it a national hero. Our national hero is Dr. Jose Rizal. He is our national hero. But he is not the one that was standing in the monuments there in the plaza. Because here in our plaza, there's a lot of statue of Jose Rizal. And I will not agree if they say that that statue is your national hero. I will not agree on that. Because that is only a statue that was representing our national hero. Our real national hero was already buried underground. Okay? So, in Catholics, the statue of saints are not our saints, but only their statue. Only the statue, but not our saints. The real saints was already buried underground. And some of them, many of them, was not decomposed. Was not decomposed. If you search about the uncorruptible body of the saints, many of them buried, but not corrupted. For example,
Yeah, I should is
I've
Saint
seen
Carlos.
I've seen that.
Yeah, Carlos Aquinas. I show to him Saint Bernadette.
Sibiro.
Saint Ber. No,
Young
Subero,
boy,
the
young
younger, the young boy. That's Carlos. Yeah, si Padre Pio.
It's pretty amazing.
Mm. Mm. He saw that one, a few incorrupted body.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't know why. I keep telling different people. I've heard that stuff before. What you're talking about? They find one little thing to think that they can disagree with you on, and I tell them, I said, look at all the 95% of the stuff we can't be on, and you worried about that 5% of stuff. I just don't even understand. That's just looking for a reason to. That's the devil's way of turning people against the religion in a small way. So they get to think. I call it the warning light when the plane's going down. Everybody's focused on the warning light. You can't get the warning light out, and the plane's crashing. But those things are really superficial to me. I don't know why they do. People just got too much ego stuff. Well, I guess like your debate you're talking about. They don't want to give you the answer because of the pride and stuff like that they got. They're supposed to be the ones that it's like a competition instead of sitting there and answering the questions and trying to learn from one another. If you're talking in a debate, you should be learning from each other. If you find something you don't agree, I guess you can agree to disagree. But the world seems to be a lot like that going on. I don't know how you see it, but that's kind of how I see things. We could find a lot more to agree on than disagree.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. In a debate, we should learn from each other, but they're not learning because they think that they already knew it. How they can grow up if they thought that they knew it already? I knew it already, but the things that they don't know and you know it, they will say, "I will not agree with you on that. I disagree." Oh, but
Yeah.
that's the reality that only the
That's
Catholic Church is the true church founded by Christ, and if we do mistakes, I think mistakes about being not listening to our church. For example, many of the Catholic Church still do raping a young woman. That was not taught in the Catholic Church. If they do that, they do that because they were Catholic Church members, but because they refused to listen to Catholic Church teachings. That's the reason why. So, when you say successors, I've already proven that we are the only one that have unbroken line of succession. Though many, they said, there were a couple of times that no pope exists. So how can you say that that the next pope that was being who succeed the previous pope says that he is the next pope, though there's no any historical background that says that he was appointed by the previous pope to become the next pope. But all I can answer is, hey, we have members. The church don't exist only with the popes. We have members. And if the pope dies without a successor, the members will choose who will be the next successor. So it's still an unbroken line of succession. If he dies without a successor, then the members will choose. Oh. And if the members chooses one to become the next pope, then it is still the successor of the previous pope who died without a successor. So, and how about the Eucharist? Oh, my last topic now is about the Eucharist. Do you know anything about the Eucharistic miracle, brother?
Yes, sir. A little bit.
I showed to him that was in, I think, Mexico, baby. The Holy Eucharist is a bit like heart.
In Mexico?
I don't know if I can remember if that in Mexico.
We went in Mexico because you
No,
must have
I
shown
show
me a
you.
video.
No, the viral video about the Eucharist beating like a real
Oh, yeah,
heart.
yeah. Yeah, I know something like that.
I
Yeah.
think that's in Mexico. Nag-viral yun, Brother John Doe.
Oh, beating.
That,
Oh, it's
that's-
beating.
It's beating, and then I showed to him some of it that it's become a real flesh
Yeah,
blood.
I know something. I remember that.
I showed to him.
That was some time ago.
It was proven scientifically. It was proven scientifically. And even World Health Organizations tried to
Who is
make
the doctor
huh?
that can the scientist? That's a long time ago. I think I showed to him about that.
Oh,
and
the
then,
Alar was talking about that.
yeah, Father Chris Ilar, and then that's the scientist convert into Catholic.
It was Ricardo Castañon, an atheist scientist, that after his scientific investigation, he proved to himself that the miracle is real. So he converted to Catholic Church and become a member of it, and is talking anywhere just to share them what really happened on that day that they investigate the Eucharist.
He become
We have done a lot of talks, and as you now know about the story of the Eucharistic miracle, so I think I have already tell you what you must learn, including the statues. I already show it to you that Catholic don't worship statues. Catholic don't worship idols, but we are only honoring them, honoring the person portrayed in it. Actually, if we read the Catechism of the Catholic Church, our official teaching,
and
Yeah, I understand that.
he heard also a lot from Father Chris Ilar. He learned a lot. He heard because we are. I'm
Well, he
listening.
speaks English. I can understand it. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so because you already knew it, so I think there's nothing I
About
can.
that.
Oh,
about the Holy Trinity, what it means. Oh my goodness.
So do you want, how about spiritual warfare, te?
Spiritual, yeah, I explained him to him also because you know the well, the holy exorcism well. We have a dog bite in the rattlesnake.
Huh?
What
Bitten by a rattlesnake?
alam mo yung rattlesnake very poison.
Very poisonous. It's a very poisonous snake. Then what
Yeah.
happened?
The face,
Swelling up.
the dog's face.
And then
Oh.
it's always happens Saturday. It's always
You have to tell me Saturday. Nothing.
It was bitten on this Saturday. It was bitten by a rattlesnake.
no, that was 3 years ago.
It's about 3 years ago.
Well, it's if there's happen in our animals, it will be Saturday. Saturday, the vet is closed, so we take her in the emergency vet, and then it's swelling, and then I become panic, and then baby ko, I will use the oil. I trust.
It's a very poisonous snake, so I mean, she could have died.
Died very quick, and then when we go in the vet, I lit her. I sign of the cross on the dog forehead, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and then I pray over on her, and then honey do just drink the olive the oil, but she drink the oil. Okay, we are in the middle of the road. It's the swelling is going down, and when we went in the hospital, it's feeling down more.
Usually, I've had dogs like that before. The swelling usually takes days to go down. And when we got in there, we thought she might have to take an anti-venom shot by the doctors. After they examined her, they said she didn't need it. She'd probably be fine. And they didn't hardly do anything except charge us a lot of money.
Yeah, I charge a lot of money because it's emergency. And then second time, our dog was rolled over by the car. Yung
Naligsan, rolled over by the car.
no, roll over, good, roll over. And then we have a friend, we have visitor that time. And then we are panic. And then he's bleeding from the nose, throughout blood of the mouth. And then he asked me,
He can't walk.
well, he can't walk because he rolled over.
Mm.
And then he told me, baby ko, can you use the oil? And then I pray with the intercession of St. Francis de Assisi, St. Roch, Senior San Roque. And we are there, and then talking the dog, and then I put all over the body the oil. We almost cried, both of us. And then it will be okay. And then when we get up in the morning, Kane is already okay.
He's walking around.
Like nothing happens.
Very miracle. Yeah.
How about the one that was bitten by the rattlesnake? What happened to him?
We still got her. We got her 3 years later. We still have her.
Oh, so she survived on that bite.
I said, they did not put any, what call that, baby?
Anti-venom shot.
Because she's fine. So the miracle, the sacrament is working. And I believe in that because I do monthly my confession. If there's weekly confession, it's better. But here, we can go in the church first Saturday and first Sunday because the church that we've been, they have no confession. You need to go in the big church to have confession. That's strange. I said to my husband, if somebody wants to confess now, the priest will not be accept. So like my nephew, I told him, you cannot get communion now. I know you have committed immortal sin. You've been not church in Sunday. I explained to him very well. So he do like this one. Because we are here, we do like this one, fall in line. And then after that, if he wants to have confession, but he's smelling releasing gas. It's okay, it's okay.
So
So the church that we always go in Saturday, Friday, and Sunday is not, they are not accepting confession. So the other church from here almost 1 hour. We go there first Friday or first Saturday. He will accept anytime confession. That's why we love that priest so much. And he's so fun. He's so funny too, right?
well, the priest at the church she's talking about it's over in the afternoon. It's at 3:30 in the afternoon, and because it's at 3:30 in the afternoon, it's because that preacher, I think it's 2 other churches that he preaches that day. At least one. I think it's 2, but he's at least one. And he drives 30 or 40 or 100 miles a day doing that. So I think that's probably got a lot to do with it. He's trying to get back home. I don't know if that's what it is, but anyway, that's.
Well, he did not accept confession. Well, the sacramentals, that's really doing good on us very well. Praise the Lord on that.
I think though the preacher, just be honest with you, I think if somebody comes and wants to do a confession, they ought to do it right then, and then he's worried about getting home later. He'll be, honey, I'm going to be late. It's going to be whatever. Mom, I'm going to be late.
Well, I don't know about that, but well, if we have if we had not feel good, also we are using that one. We use all the time, every morning. Well, it's working on our dog. Oh my goodness, that's a really big miracle on us. That dog.
That's
Yeah,
a
every
good
time
that's a good
That's
testimony, te.
because true. That's true. If he's sick, I always put oil on him and pray over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a terrible patient.
What else? Well, the dog only, right? Oh God, very thankful.
No,
on
they
that.
put on the wasp things. We did that. You got stung, you remember?
Oh, when?
You got stung with that red wasp and you swelled up on the arm.
Can't remember.
The wasp sting, you got stung.
In Trailer Park?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yung may bees ito na, pag na-sting ka, super sakit. It's a super sakit and then swelling up. But it's swelling, it's not, it not takes time. It takes a very quick gone, right? It's not,
Yeah.
it's a babysitter.
He's a babysitter today.
While doing his Divine! Hello,
Na
girl!
divine, they calling you divine.
Dako na yung kay ka, Divine.
Dako na divine. Dako na
there
si
you are.
divine.
Oh,
Mama. Di ba sa mama?
Ano?
He saw that one when I told him when she was a baby, you're singing a rap song.
Yeah.
I sir, the baby.
She likes
The
rap
baby.
songs.
okay.
And then I said, baby, you know what? She can sing very well rap song. I showed to him.
Cool.
So,
I like music.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Te, sa time. And then to you, brother, thank you also for giving me this time. What time is it now there, Te?
10:33.
10:30 or
Oh,
something like that.
10:33. So I think we're already done on our session. And then you tell Ate Edna that we're already done. Then ask her what will be the next step that we have to do. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you, Brother John Doe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then see you someday, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank you, Te. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Di ko, saan mo ni siya pagpalong na ikaw na
Akara.
nagpalong.
Bye-bye. Okay, so natapos na rin yung ating topic. Thank you for your support and kailangan tayo matuto mag-English. Dahil hindi madali. Umaabot na sa sa international ang ating programa. Kaya kailangan talaga. Kaya si Michael yung aking ginagawa na stepping stone para matuto ako ng English. Though it's very hard for me to speak in English now. But still, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm speaking English to Michael because I want also to learn how to speak in English. Maybe someday I will be fluent in speaking English. Yeah? Okay, so this is I think it's time for me to say goodbye. So bye now.